All right. We have not, we've been dark for 4 weeks, so we're back on the air. We had a bunch of visitors and didn't like to film visitors, obviously, because they're not part of us, and put that stuff out there. So today we're going to be covering a concept in knife fighting, and then we're going to transition to a combat machete. So without any further ado, we'll get over there in the shade. It's like 100 and something. So we'll be sweating, using our hat system to keep us cool, and we'll start over there. All right, let's go this way. Well, everybody got a rubber knife or a knife that doesn't yield too much, okay? All right. We're going to learn about flow, dance stuff, you know, flow and cutting planes today, and then transition directly into our knife fighting. One of the basics that I don't talk about on our knife fighting disc is this kind of stuff. This is kind of more us, where the knife fighting disc itself is more technique that anybody could use. So we're going to learn that today. What we're going to do, we'll start out with our left lead forward, and our knife is in our back hand like this. It doesn't have to be all the way covered. We got it sitting right here, just kind of hanging out. And we're going to cut a plane between us like this. It's a teardrop shaped plane at 45 degrees across a person. So if you think about if something's coming in, you're going to want to cut that, right? And so it comes from your stomach, and it's very efficient, comes straight out from your stomach, makes the cut and comes back. So it's that teardrop motion, okay? So what we're going to do is when we pair up, and we got good pairs, person will just stab out there and you go, you learn to cut that, okay? And you want that motion. Now also, our stance is somewhat narrow, and you're up on your toes on the back. And this keeps you a really springy stance, so you can charge really quickly and interrogate an opening when you need to. All right, so Larry Sensei, if you'll come out and stand right here for me. Actually, you know what? We'll get a little kitty corner here. There you go. So you just stick out your hand. All I'm going to do is this. This is what I want to get used to, okay? So when his hand comes out, I want to make that cut, and you see how I'm checking that, okay? I'm not letting that hand, if it comes to my face, okay? But I'm going to be using that. I'm steering it away from me at the same time I'm making that cut, okay? So this hand steers, this hand punishes, but you keep this back here so your hand can't get cut and can't lose it, okay? Let me say that too. In knife-on-knife combat, many times you will go the knife hand forward. Matter of fact, that's more the preferred position, quite frankly. Depends on how you feel about it. I mean, it's out there, it can get cut and you could lose it, okay? Being back protects it a little bit, but you lose a little bit on the range, okay? If he had a knife or a stick, never get out forward like this. He's going to whack that arm and break your hand, and you're going to lose your knife. Make him break this one first, and then kill him, okay? So when we do multiple weapons on weapons, there's a strategy behind all of that, all right? Simon's question was, are we going to learn other types of cuts? The answer is yes. We're doing the simple. This is the 45-degree cutting plane here, and we have the reverse version here. So we're going to learn both of these today, okay? And flow, right? Okay, let's pair up. Okay. Yeah, you know, one of the things you want to do is you want to keep your hand angled. So as he's coming up, okay, you see how it's already there? Yeah. I don't have to do anything. And also, if he tries to grab my blade, he's got to grab the blade, versus if I'm out hanging out here somewhere, right? So you force him to interrogate that. Okay, so it's like this. Mm-hmm. Lies with Memorex. Okay, so we got a chance to learn that teardrop attack. Now we're going to learn the complemented teardrop attack. So when that knife comes at you and you're in here, you're going to be coming this way and cutting a plane. All right, so we were here doing this. Now we're going to be doing this. Okay, from here, boom. Notice I'm still turning my wrist slightly, okay, so I can cut on the outside. This isn't as good because I'm cutting on the outside, but if the hands were reversed, okay, and that's coming across, that's a great time to take that weapon out of there, okay? See that? Okay, because you like to cut on the inside control surfaces because they won't be able to hold on to that knife anymore. Cutting the outside has some good control surfaces, but because your bones are out here a little further, your control surfaces are more buried. So this is what we were doing, and now we're doing this. Okay, notice it starts in a place, and ends in that place, okay? So it's the complement. These are complements. Then we're going to start our flow from here, okay? Same pairs? Let's go do it. No, no, no. No, we'll just learn this complement. I mean, it just depends on where that angle is. Okay, don't drop that knife though. You're dropping your knife down. So it starts from here and ends there, okay? Always make sure you get it back in the same spot. The same reason when you see boxers, they'll box and they'll drop their hand on the way back. That's deadly, okay? Because you got that opening, right? It should straight out, straight back. Same concept, straight out, straight back.
The same thing. Do you think that one's better, Sensei?
What's that?
If I come out with that, she should block it first, check it
Yeah,
again?
and it depends. I mean, if you're going to come up over on this side, then I'm right here. See how that works?
Right.
It just depends on where this knife is going to come, and you would never use that cut if the knife was off midline, right? So that's why you'll learn to steer it slightly with your front hand. There's two things we want to learn next. These are kind of parrying attacks, okay, but now I want to do a punishing block, and there's two types of them. And they're for attacks that come very heavy attacks into your torso. So let me see, put you over here so we can see this. So here we are in our knife fighting stance, and he wants to poke a big hole in my spleen, coming around like this. This hand blocks, this hand hits that arm, okay? Now, he's going to lose that blade, so I don't want to be standing about where I was, okay? On this thing, you want to move in a little closer, because they don't expect, and I see it all the time. As a matter of fact, when you start a knife fighting seminar, it's really fun to take somebody and say, okay, can you do this like really hard and stab me? Okay, am I really hard? And you block it, and that knife gets pitched. That goes right out of their hand because they weren't thinking of really holding on to that blade, right? But that's real. It happens that way. So in this fight, as this thing is coming around, I'm here. I want to move in, okay? And I want to capture this right like so, okay? And then of course you've got all kinds of cool options to continue from that point forward, but you want to, this is your block, okay? You want to make sure the arm blocks the weapon or the hand before the knife. You want to protect this, but then bring it into play, so it's milliseconds behind, okay? Yeah, it's like a windshield wiper, whoever thought up that name, I don't know, but whatever. But at any rate, so you're sitting here, it's this kind of a block right here. It's very quick, it's very efficient, comes right out, and you want to take the brunt of their attack onto your arm because you don't want this knife to be hit and lost. Okay, that's same pairs? Let's try that. Okay, let me see that again, go slow for him. All right, now see how you're way the hell out there? As he's coming around to get me, I'm right here. I'm not way out there, I'm not pushing my food away. One of the other problems with pushing way out here, he can slide his hand up and I get it in the neck, okay? So you want to make sure that when he makes those attacks, you're right like that, okay? And you're right, sitting right there. Just that quick. Boom, okay? See, and Larry Sensei, that we were just talking about that. You want to make sure...
I got to get it inside and get it out because
right.
You can get into your ribs.
Right, well that's, the knife is certainly long enough, go ahead, to here, okay? But you don't want to do this because then she can slide up your arm. That's why you want this hooked and bent to stop it, okay?
Gotcha.
You know, that's a good case that, I mean, if you make the attack, they shouldn't have that weapon any longer. So there's really not much opportunity to come up over the top like that. But all things being equal, they could have Kevlar on, they could have something else, and you think you're doing the right thing, but you set yourself up for the added attack, and that's just not good policy. That's okay. Depends on the size of the knife. You're going to get a little hook there. I usually advance. No, no, not with that. You want to advance with this one. So as that's coming, I want to get in here. I got to get inside so I can do my job. Okay? Yeah, exactly. So you want to, boom, press him, press him. Press him. Press him, press him. Good question down there is they were thinking about maybe making a turn, and you just don't have that kind of time. And the way we think, I'm going to make that step and press you. Press that midline so I can get the next shot.
I'm telling her to come in on it.
Yes, press it.
Not turn though.
Right. No, you just, that's why you want to, no, don't turn.
No, don't turn.
You won't have time to do that. In a real fight, you just got to step forward and you just got to keep making that, you don't have time to make that whole big long step. Okay? Typically. Yeah, now the capture you haven't learned yet, but let's look at the capture just for fun. So he's out here. I keep my blade on him, turn my palm up, and bring him in tight. Then you're right there, okay? You don't want to be hanging out here somewhere. You want to be right on the back side of that wrist. Yep, bring him right on in, and you got him. So it's hit, turn, bring him in. For the camera, we're making that block. We keep our knife in place. We make her turn our palm up, and then we bring in that arm to control him and her, and then continue on from your attacks there. Is it time for like an advertisement, like for the knife fighting DVD? If you're interested in knife fighting, then you want to make sure and check out my 3 DVD set over on warriorsway.com. So it's $90, but it's incredibly packed full of great technique. All right, let's get back to the show. Sure. So you're here, okay? You want to turn your palm up, but you keep your blade here so you can control him, and then bring him in tight like that. You want to be on the back side of this wrist. You don't want to be over here somewhere, okay? You want to be right on the back side of the wrist. It really controls his body. And then you've got all your stuff that you want to do with him.
Got it?
Okay. Okay, now, yeah, let's do that again. I want to see your arm on the other side. Your massive limbs, I can't tell where we are. Yeah, now, see how you're grabbing? Don't grab. Put your elbow down. Elbow down. He can't get, see how his wrist turned away? Here, turn around. By holding here, utilizing your forearm, it turns that wrist and locks him in. He can't get that out of there. Keeping your elbow in tight, he's try to get your hand out of there. You can't without pinch. That's right, but you can't get the hand out of there. So you're not grabbing with your fingers. Okay, and right there, hold that. Keep your elbow down. Open, relax your hand a second. You want to pin it with your forearm right here. Now, you see what happens to her arm?
Yeah.
Okay, she can't do anything. And now keep your elbow down. Now pull in tight.
Okay.
Try to pull your hand back. You can't get it out of there. Okay? Yes, how cool is that? It's really capturing without grabbing. Okay, elbow down. And you don't want the hand. I don't want to see the hand on there. There you go. Yeah.
I think it's so hard to.
You want
To have full control, you should keep the blade on that hand, right? On that arm.
see how I'm sitting up here? Okay, I've also got him locked out.
To try and go wrist to wrist.
Yeah. You really just want to be a forearm right in there.
Yeah, you even, that even hurts right there.
Yeah.
It hurts when you.
Yeah. When you get it going?
Put pressure
Yeah.
on the elbow. Feels. Let's go slow on that.
Okay. Okay, let's do the complement to that. That block came here. This one comes here. Notice it's slightly different. It's still this, right? But in this case, you're going to let the blade do the work, and you back up your hand here to help stop that. Notice I'm turning my hip slightly so I can turn into that to make that stop. So we're here, boom, okay? And that would come from, let's see, oh yes. Yeah, this is coming in to hit a liver in this case. So come on, a left is fine. You know, we're in here, and this is going to come in to this side. What I'm going to end up doing, go ahead, is this, okay? Notice what I'm doing. I'm here, going around this way. Did I keep going this way? Right here, here we go. So we're making this block, okay? I'd like to be inside nice and tight when I do that because I don't want that blade when it leaves to get me, okay? But this is where I'm at, right here, okay? So, boom, that's what we're going to practice. It's really in close, quick, easy, you know, and you're sitting right pretty for continue to push right on into the person, okay? So for the camera, you're making a block like this. You're here, boom. We did that. Now we're doing this. And then you're in line to continue on your attack. Okay, same pairs, let's give that a try. The complements. Okay, now Barn.
Oh.
There. It's an unbendable arm block, okay?
Doing it like this.
Just with a knife, okay? much better. Okay. Now you want to get it down some, what she's come on through. So she's in here, right? Okay. That's what you want right there. Okay. Then you're right in line to keep going. And then later, what's going to happen, oh, that's too weird. Later, that's going to happen is you're here, you're going to be capturing him, moving in, you know, coming right on, straight on in him. But for right now, it's block. It's a punishing block. This is one of those rarer cases where you let your blade do your work. It's going to take mostly the brunt of that force. That's why you want the second hand going too. Okay, don't push his arm away, because then you have to go reach for it, right? So you just want to be here. Put your knife out like this. So we're blocking that, and then this just helps to take it in case it kept on coming. You've got a little bit of a shock absorber going on there. There you go. Good, Marty. You on? Okay, now we're going to apply similar technology to this big knife. Okay, the big knife. We will do a similar stance, except for this blade is going to be hanging out right about in here. Okay, you'd ideally like to have your blade hanging out right about here in our knees, but for our intents and purposes, we're going to hang it in here in the center, a little off center. So if he's going to make an attack, okay, we're going to use our cutting plane, okay, that we learned with our knife, right? The same kind of thing comes across, boom, okay? So, notice the motion, right? Go ahead. Notice the motion. Notice the angles. You're not going to dead stick it because you don't want this thing to break and come and hit you, okay? These things shatter. You want to do that. And you see how that took it up, okay? Because he hit with some force, right? And I actually wasn't expecting that amount of force, but you can see how that angle helped to deflect it away immediately, okay? I saved myself by training well. Okay, so he's going to take this nice big hack off my neck, and you're going to do that. Notice I'm stepping out of the way slightly, and I'm coming up with that cutting plane to meet his weapon. Once he passes through, you're going to lob off that arm, okay? So, well, this is the flow part I'm trying to get to.
You think that'd render me ineffective?
It could, but you have the other hand, okay? It was only a flesh wound, okay? Same pairs, let's go do it.
You don't want to kill him too fast.
Yeah, that's right.
Play with him.
It's kind of like eating your dog. Just do it one leg at a time until you have to take his life.
Pig.
The pig,
Bulk in
exactly, the pig story, right?
I got bulk in these.
The pig story. Yeah, you want to chop his head off, okay? Yeah, exactly. Okay, Barn. Now, you kind of want to be this way, over here, okay? So it's just like you made a teardrop cut, right? So she's coming down on top of you. Okay, come on. You're here, see that? And then off with that arm. Yeah, when you do that, and you're in here, okay, and you've done this, you can shoot through, you know, have your way, boom, have your fun with them. Another shameless plug. If you like this machete stuff, we have a really great DVD. It's a single DVD at the moment on combat machete, all shot in infrared, and shows some great techniques. So that's also available over on awarriorsway.com. We're not, when he's coming down, okay, you need to be here, okay? Oh yeah. It's just a heyday, isn't it? You could just, you come in on the backside of somebody like that, it's a heyday.
It's like on the first one, the passing, right? No, I think it's passing.
Take the head off, yep. You just run right up there. Larry Sensei, can I borrow you?
Sensei?
Are we on? The class is lighting up. I was just making note that, in fact, you can always tell when you're really when the class is having a good time. When this weapon came in their hand, boy, they're loving that. Okay, so we learned this particular version. Now, remember how we had a cut, right? We were doing these cuts. Well, we're going to do it the other way. So he's going to come down again. I'm going to come to the inside. See how what we're doing? Okay, letting that roll off. And then, of course, you're right there to interrogate, have a good time. So in that particular block, From here, still that angle, okay? Boom, in tight, okay? You've got all kinds of cool stuff you can do. So we've learned this block, which is kind of the same thing as our teardrop cut, right? Okay, extension, letting our wrist relax a little bit, take up. Now we're learning this one, so it's going to come this way, okay? And we let it rest. These are classically are called umbrella blocks, but that's a classic umbrella block. What we're really doing is starting to flow from a cut to a block back to a cut again. So that's where I'm trying to head. So let's pair up and give that a try. Yeah, yeah. Oh, see how nice that feels? Man, you're just down, his head lops off to one side, blood spurts up 7 to 8 feet. Yeah, baby. That'll work. Yep.
Yeah? Okay.
Keeping it in on the hip. You betcha. Yeah. See how nice that feels? Man, it's just right there, isn't it? It hardly gets better than that. Yes, we did that one. Now we're doing this one.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one we're doing.
Right.
So,
So come right straight down on his head, for example, or side of his neck. There you go. See how that works? Yep. Or you can lob off the arm. I mean, you have just multiple. Go ahead. You have multiple possibilities. You know, I mean.
just wanted to see, because I was kind of blocking where I was.
Oh, can I get that face on camera? Go ahead and make that face on camera. So, ooh, you know, you just have multiple opportunities from that particular block. You know, getting a hold of that arm and getting in there. That might be worth showing. Let me show you something. So on your way down, okay, so we're here, right? Go ahead. You're here, right? You have multiple opportunities. You can work on that arm because it's sitting here. Check this out though, you know. Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can really do nice takedowns that way too. Oh, sure. So we're hanging out here. I make him a block. I can hit this arm. But more importantly, shoot through here and hook him. And look what you got, okay? How fun is that? Simon will like this. Okay, Simone. So the hit's coming down, right? So you're here, you're out of the way. You can punish that arm, but check this out. Shoot through, hook the neck. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Try that on Larry Sensei. Now, let the elbow bend. Look at what you got, okay? And then you just turn your hip. You don't have to. He falls out and cuts his neck. Okay, so we had a really good little class there and wanted to do a little bit more on machete stuff, but we're just running out of time. So, Larry Sensei, what did you learn that you liked?
Well, there's so many things that combined with the knife that work the same with the knife and the machete. Yeah. One of them is keeping your hand out of the way, making sure you keep it into your body and use it as a defensive tool.
I watched Larry Sensei was just going into autopilot down here, and just stuff starts to happen. It's pretty cool. I know. That's not the technique. It's coming out of me. Barney, what'd you learn you liked?
definitely love the knife-on-knife combat always. That's the teardrops, the way to just use your body to thrust the blade in, as well as the machete. Everything. I always love these blades. I love blades.
Blade classes.
Yeah.
Blade runner.
Fun.
Simone, on his anniversary, comes to class. Hey, now you want to talk about some dedication. What do you learn you like?
Well, knife on knife, of course. But
He's going to need the knife on knife when he gets home, too.
but overall, the home run.
Oh, yeah.
The
home run.
run.
Yeah, well, we'll have to show that on camera.
Yeah.
After this, let's just show one of those so I can float that in and you can see that. And what did you learn you liked?
Definitely the whole efficiency of the blade use, and the more we started to practice and train with it, the more you really start to get comfortable and learn the whole flow, and just everything is really
Starts
efficient.
to come out, doesn't it? And it's just
Very
like
efficient.
tight.
Yeah.
It's tight, gentlemen.
You can get really creative.
Marty Bell, what did you learn you liked?
I love the knife and knife
Yeah.
and the machete. Yes,
Yeah.
of the
machete.
the machete.
Machete.
Yes.
Yes. What
How
you
do
like?
you say
What technique did you like the best?
The machete.
Machete.
The one with the
Yeah.
knife.
Oh yeah. Okay. And other Marty, who injured herself, what did you learn you liked?
The knives.
Knives?
Yes.
Knife on knife?
Yes.
Yeah. Damn, machetes are too large, right? And Master Lewis, what did you learn you liked, Master Lewis?
What I enjoyed was the way your whole body has to flow to make the strikes effective with the machete. It
Yeah.
makes it very elegant and smooth and just so deadly.
And oh, so seamless. That's the whole thing I get excited about. It's all quite seamless. All right, well, I guess we got a barbecue to go. So we'll bow out. Thank you very much.
Everyone gets noted for their own little moves and so forth, and so as we're playing around with different moves, we discovered this one which we decided was Simon's home run. So we'll illustrate how Simon can make a home run, being an old baseball player that he was. But I like the one where you
Wind up?
yeah, we have a little better wind-up. This is the efficiency of one, but then he's got the one he wants to put it over to the 315 mark, left field. I said even with the dull blade, it would work.
You see the...
So, Simon's home run.
Every 3 years, an ancient ritual takes place here.
He is the creator and sustainer of all the worlds, whether those